Okay, let me just say hello to the people who were actually there a few minutes ago, who may have actually disappeared. But then it's coming and going. So, guys, just bear with us. These technological issues sometimes do a doozy on us. But all right, a quick hello. And Agutu Ogambo is tuned in this morning. Good morning to you. Shaq Bet says top of the morning. Top of the morning to you as well. Good morning, tuning in from Tude, Mombasa is Dr. Venvik. And Nyakundi Emmanuel says, Spice team, good morning. We are not getting you from our side. Please talk to Please talk to KPLC. Okay, now you've moved on from your side to KPLC. Punctuation, guys. They're overcharging people and applying for new power. Who are applying for new power connections? Okay. Robert Mbogo says good morning. That's a point to note. Of course, I'm not just passing that by. Robert Mbogo is tuning in this morning from Mombasa and says good morning. Linda Gola, Allah, it's dark. No sound, no people. Where are you, my sister? That's all we see. I'm a beg, no vex. Then they inside this in the fix, I'm a beg. Yeah. Martino says nothing showing. We are coming back. Boaz Naliana says good morning from Kitale. We're not getting you. Whoa. National Cookie says good morning into Anaseto. Even if we change the constitution and elect the same characters, there won't be any change. Have we exhausted the current constitution? The more things change, the more they remain the same.
I agree.
Say it in French.
Yeah.
No?
No.
Okay. I was trying.
Say it in French yourself.
Plus ça change, plus c'est les mêmes choses.
Yeah, that one. Plus ça change, plus c'est les mêmes choses.
G Canyon says, good morning, one time from Nairobi. We see you. Good morning. Silver Star says, good morning, no sound. I know. Okay. Don Sabo says, good morning, Ndu Anaseto. Buanaseto.
Yes.
Did you get the China envoy advice on Singapore roadmap? He's not Chinese, but okay.
He's Japanese.
Yeah. Did you get it?
Yes.
Okay. It seems the Homer Bay rally, he's moved on as well.
Moved on real quick,
Very fast.
Yeah.
It seems the Homer Bay rally will be the mother of all rallies. There's build-up tension. Yeah.
Guys, just let people come, hear them, and let them go.
Indeed.
Yeah. It won't hurt you a thing to just let them come, speak to you, and leave.
It might hurt them.
Oh, it might hurt them.
Yeah, that's
their
why.
ego will be bruised. Okay.
Yeah. Mpelelezi, uko wapi? Malawi versus Cameroon. That's what's happening in the WAFCON final. That's going to be a cracker of a match for sure. Eric Nganga says, good morning. What's happening, guys? Akia nani hata sisi hatujui. But seems we're experiencing an eclipse, says Nick Bala. Yeah. I know. Boaz Naliana says, Allah, na huku kuendaje? I know. Wanda, I'm sad. There's no sound or screen. It's working on it. Eliud is doing the magic. Worry not. Rose Grace says, good morning. Nini mbaya. Good morning, Ndona Seto. Oh, yeah. Dante says, Maina Wajigi said a while back that all the president knows or thinks about is showbiz. It's been proven that that's all showbiz and zero substance. Okay. Yeah, okay.
Also on KTN, Tibbs Muge is there and says, good morning, KTN Spice team. Good morning to you, Tibbs Muge. Imelda Adhiambo in Mumias and getting you so well. And doing said, good morning, Imelda. Eric Nganga, good morning, YouTube. Imetupoteleo Sijali. Inarudi very fast. And the rest, 131 who are here and counting. Karibuni Sana as we continue having these conversations on Kenya's biggest conversation, the Situation Room.
Karibu. So we'll get into that and we'll sort it out. Yes. Andrew Franklin, we're sorting out that issue, so worry not, it'll be sorted in no time. But you can get us on 94.4 in Nairobi, and wherever you're listening to in different parts of the country today, we can actually get you you can actually get us on 102.5 in Kisumu, 87.9 in Mombasa, 90.9 in Nyeri, 94.4 in Nairobi, like I said, and 96.0 in Nakuru, 96.7 in Eldoret, and 97.6 in Malindi. Fine. That's where you can find us. And so then, should we look at the headlines real quick?
Yes.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
At least one of them, and then we'll take a break and come back. We'll start. Kenya's bold newspaper, The Standard. There's a president.
Yeah.
And he's on something. There's Singapore. Sorry. Road to the general election. The headline is the Singapore fantasy.
Yeah.
The Singapore dream is colliding with Kenya's harsh economic reality as President William Ruto unveils yet another grand development blueprint, shifting from the better to Vision 2060. Experts warn the country is chasing a mirage while household incomes shrink, inequality deepens, and basic services lag behind. The government is betting billions on mega infrastructure, but the architects of the Singapore plan say the real game changers are money in people's pockets, quality education, healthcare, nutrition, clean water and sanitation. With Kenya needing per person's $80,000 per Singaporean, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, you might want to think about that if you're doing a comparison. If Singapore is still the SI unit for where you want to go, okay.
Yeah.
Page 2 of the Standard continues to affirm my point that if you're really going towards a certain development progression and you're not taking into consideration the arts, then you have a problem. The music festival continues to churn out talent in this country like never before. Music festival songs, dance and poetry paint the creative future. That there is a harvest to be gleaned from the talented and skilled people that are showing up during these music festivals. But then what's the plan after? As you've seen them, then what do you do? Is there an environment that is conducive that you nurture this talent and that it can actually be ambassadorial for the country? Are you? IG Kanja came out in a way, and when I watched that news clip, I stood up where I was and I gave him a standing ovation because it's about damn time.
Salute.
The person who is arrested and turns up dead in a police station, there is no waiting. Excuse me, indict them. All of the police officers who were in the vicinity. He came out for the first time very strong on this particular thing, but I might be going beyond that. Let's go to the IPOA chairperson nominee advocates for the use of police body cameras. Okay, Dr. Ojwang. This is what he's saying. Police body cams, essentially, is that the police should be wearing them. Okay, that's great. Also, we talked about Ebola yesterday. What a spike in Ebola Google search reveals that people are a little bit more worried about it.
True.
In terms of when you're traveling, that now the reality of the disease is in the hearts and minds of many people. We've evidence of a plot to disrupt Homa Bay rallies, claims Wilinda Mwananchi. We hear that this is what they want to do, but we're coming. I'm coming out. Hey, I want the world to know. That's what they say. How Ruto is putting roadblocks on the bumpy road to Singapore.
Oh.
Yes.
Roadblocks. Please stop. Let us see. Okay.
So we're going to Singapore.
Lakini tulia kwanza.
Okay. According to the president also, and this is on page 5, the national dialogue has no link to the next poll. Sure.
It's not a campaign agenda.
No.
Ni nyinyi tu mnafikiria it's campaign agenda. El Presidente says no. It's a vision to take the country forward.
This appears like the thing where you say, it is quacking. It's got soft, downy feathers. It swims and propels its feet underwater.
Because the feet are webbed.
It's got a bill. It's webbed feet. But it's a giraffe.
Yeah.
You think it's a duck. No. The president is telling you it's a giraffe. Okay? All right.
Okay. It's like, Mami sijaiba sukari, yet you have sugar.
Yeah. Okay. And we're going to jump straight to the opinion pages where Elias Makua talks about political campaigns and elections don't have to be violent. They really don't. You can actually do this entire activity without shedding any blood. Okech Kendo also says that Sifuna Kalonzo ticket could reshape the 2027 presidential race. Yeah, I've got my reservations, but okay.
With who as a president between those two?
Don't know. 2060 dream. You can't plan 30 years ahead without auditing the past 20. This is what Dennis Kabara says. Really, Dennis, I mean, it's what people have been saying. How about you take a look at what's been happening in the last 20 before you plan for the next 30? Of Ruto's lofty, unkept promises to youth and a string of fresh ones, there's more coming. Promises. I'm gonna do. Right. So, we're now in a new dispensation. I'm still asking. Can I ask?
Ask.
Now that you're going to Vision 2060, when earlier this year you told people that you're going to revamp Nairobi with 80 billion shillings, that's your story, Amanda Ama.
I saw some aspects of the 80 billion, especially from university roundabout all the way to, that would be where? Parliament, right? There's some pavement has been put up, there is some groundwork that has happened. So
okay.
I'm saying some 20 billion, 80 billion somewhere.
So like 45 bob has been used out of the 80
out
billion.
of 80 billion.
All right. That's fantastic.
Yep.
That's what we like to hear. I'm waiting for the person who's going to drink from... Have you seen Nairobi River? Let's not even go far. Just go to Globe Cinema. I don't know. Around Globe Cinema.
Grogan.
The thing that flows there that's said to be a river.
Yeah, the foamy thing.
That...
Yeah, it's foamy, actually.
Ew.
Yeah.
They've said that you're going to be able to drink that water.
Where, yeah. Me, I'm going to the source where it's starting. I will drink from there and carry some to Nairobi.
You'll drink water. 80 billion.
Where, yeah.
2060.
I takunya soda. Because you're measuring economy using that.
You're not nice this morning.
Yes, I think even at the moment, let's just appreciate those who are here. So Eric Nganga, Anthony Gitao, Kimiak, nothing good will come out to Kenya Kwanza administration. Eric Nganga, we love to see your beautiful faces. Asante sana tuko hapa. Robert Mbogo, good morning from Mombasa. We have Bole, who says, you guys make my day. Kudos to you, Ndu and Settle, and our invisible team. Kudos to Standard for a long and good service to society. May you live on and thrive. Asanteni sana to everybody. Karibuni this side of the street. Now, let's go to the Daily Nation now. More Mount Kenya leaders flee UDA's biting cold. The leaders that you're talking about here is Murang'a Governor Irungu Kang'ata, Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi, Nyandarua Governor Moses Badilisha, Gatundu South MP Gabriel Kagombe, and Lamu Woman Rep Muthoni Marubu. Now, a growing number of UDA leaders and others allied to the ruling party say they will abandon the outfit, citing hostility in the region and a fallout of a grassroots election. So, seemingly, many are aligning themselves ahead of the 2027 general election, being in the right place for you to be able to come back. Mimi nauliza tu swali. Will track record as well be a thing that Wananchi will consider as they go to the polls? Yeah. Ruto borrows from Kibaki's playbook. President Ruto has opened a public discourse on a long-term development plan to replace Vision 2030, which was formulated in 2008 by then President Kibaki's administration. The new blueprint is envisaged as a guide to first world status. So yeah, and some of the focus areas is agriculture transformation, where increasing productivity through large-scale investments in irrigation extension services and strengthening research. Ndu swali niko nayo moja.
Uliza.
Galana Kulalu was supposed to be a blueprint, especially now that you're talking about agricultural transformation.
Yeah.
Umayona anything? Mahindi kutoka Galana Kulalu. I know.
Mahindi inatoka, but I don't know if it's to the 400,000 bags that we're supposed to be seeing annually. If it was, then KNBS would have been able to tell us that is. But from what they're telling us, I don't know what the percentage that comes from Galana Kulalu is. Yeah.
So that asks the question, with the already existing infrastructure and investment that you've put, especially in agriculture, are we seeing any results? Now, industrialization, promoting manufacturing, including establishing agro-processing industries and assembly plants to produce competitive goods for regional markets. Let's do that. Let's add value on our products and look and ensure that we sell at profit. We sell at profit. We export what? Finished products. Now, technology and innovation, adoption of cutting-edge technology across agriculture, manufacturing and services, as well as expanding science and engineering. I'm not a prophet of doom, but I equally have to ask the question, because the president has launched the new blueprint, right, which is a good thing. But we equally have to read and ask the question, the superhighway, the digital superhighway, where are we with that, especially when it comes to its implementation? Give us the percentage, 10%, 0%, or 100%.
You choose.
You choose one.
Which one?
You choose, right? Now, lifesaver turned murder suspect. Doctor probed over wife's death. That has been on page 3. Let me tell you. Kama imeshindikana, a relationship is not working out. Walking out is a solution.
Touche.
You know what I mean? If it's not working, walk out does not have to be the end of someone's life. Sawa?
Sawa.
Ni hayo tuko sasa.
Tumeelewa.
Tumeelewa. Yes. Schools without managers as well has been highlighted here, where more than a third of public schools, 11,200, don't have substantive heads or deputies, according to an official report. Wewe. Jana tuliambiwa hapa na one Javas Bigambo that there are teachers who've been hired. But here, there's a report that is telling us 11,200 public schools don't have what? Substantive heads and deputies, according to an official report. That official report comes from the same government.
You're a little too excited.
Not me. It's interesting how then one arm of government contradicts what the other arm of government says. Hiyo nyumba iko shida. Segmented kabisa. 32 teacher training colleges are set to lose independence if proposed law sails through. So what is the law saying? All the 32 public teacher training colleges will be placed under one institution that will transfer their staff, assets, liabilities, and other obligations if a bill before the National Assembly becomes law. So the new entity will be called the Kenya Teachers Training College, KTTC, with the existing colleges operating as campuses and a management model similar to the Kenya Medical Training College. Ndu, has there been a problem with the currently existing teacher training colleges?
In terms of
Performance, in terms of, I've not heard any.
No, I mean, for a lot of time, there seems that that's actually been the model to then be able to use, because it seems to have been working pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of...
You want to collapse their independence and bring them under one roof, under a single management.
No, so what you do is that when something is working and it's working well, we look at it and say, oh, look, it's working really well. How about we destroy it and then bring up something else? Yeah, that's the way to operate. If you see something is working well, you think, Voltron, disappear it, destruct, discombobulate it. That's how we want to operate. We don't like to leave things that are working to just work.
Or we don't want to fix the problems there are within those institutions
to make it to optimize it.
Optimize it better.
We just want to collapse it. That's the way we.
That's our modus operandi.
Right.
So acting school heads owed 2.2 billion shillings, according to Teachers Service Commission. Acting school heads are owed 2.2 billion shillings.
Sips coffee. The people who invigilated the exams from KJSEA to KPSEA to KCSE.
Yeah. You see, if you want to go to Singapore, you must do what Singapore did. And Singapore invested in education big time. I remember Lee Kuan Yew also saying that this country will speak English and we will invest in making sure that we do that aside from just doing education and science and technology. We will invest in that, but this will be an English-speaking country.
Right.
Okay. Tunataka kwenda Singapore. Education lazima we invest in it, whether we kithni or we ndekni. How Uhuru Ruto diluted Vision 2030 blueprint. Scare your headline. How Uhuru Ruto diluted Vision 2030. And this is the thing. After we took over from Mwai Kibaki in 2013, did you continue with the implementation of Vision 2030? Because you were a pair. It was a marriage. You could not just vote in the president and not the deputy, right? So when you took over, why did we see Vision 2030 go down? And why will anyone trust that you who participated in watering down Vision 2030 would then take us to 2060? Ni maswali yenye Wakenya wengi wanauliza. Mount Kenya leaders ditch UDA as Ruto support base shifts, so everyone is aligning themselves. Now governors and health workers unions differ as strike bites.
Okay.
So that means pain for Mwananchi. There is no administration of health services in our hospitals. Yet we are going to
2060.
Yeah. So the IG Kanja reads riot act to police commanders, where police boss warns they will be held responsible for any crimes committed under their watch. You know what, sir? Salute to you.
Well done.
Salute. Well done. Kazi hapo imefanyika. So we go to the opinion pages now. Kenya should industrialize to avoid economic decline. That is according to Sam Sholay. And why IPOA must engage more with the public and police. Now, despite having operated for nearly 15 years, IPOA remains insufficiently understood by many people. They must work together with Wananchi. and police as well. Ni hayo tu kwa sasa on Daily Nation.
Okay.
Star.
So now, if you look into the Star this morning, the headline on the Star is, what will it take to realize Kenya's new vision 2060?
Stop corruption.
Sawa, that's the answer. That's the answer. You want to get, in fact, you can get to 2060 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Imagine you can, what are those things that propel people to the future? Time machine.
Time machine.
If you want to get into the time machine, right, and propel yourself to 2060, you know what you need to do? In fact, you were told yesterday.
Yeah.
Corruption.
Yes. End it.
Economy must grow by 10% per year. For 35 years to attain first world status. Do you understand? You cannot go below 10%. That your economy must grow at least by 10% every year for 35 consecutive years if you want to get to first world status. Are you ready to do that? One of the ways in which an economy can grow, number one, access to credit for the private sector. And that's when you put, because look, economies by private sector companies are not government.
Nope.
But what government does, am I preaching?
Create
a conducive environment in which these things can happen. Can you keep the cost of licensing low? Can you keep the cost of farm? If you want to say you're going to build it on the back of agriculture, are you putting and making farm imports to farm elements low, agriculture elements low? Are you making sure that the cost of production remains low? Are you manufacturing and selling for profit. Export? Are you doing that? If you're not doing those things, your economy will not grow. And if you're also making sure that the basics, Maslow's hierarchy, you can apply that to a state. If the basics are not working, Apo tu tukona shi duh.
We're expecting anywhere where.
That's just what I understand. So far, they're saying, now, if you achieve this growth, and it doesn't happen like that, but once you achieve this 10% growth, then you must ensure that every year, for the next 35 years, it is at 10%. You cannot go below 10%. And so you need to look at the things that's going to make the economy grow. We're going to have this conversation with Ramogi Odhiambo at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
So we can look into the tenets of some of these things. Because if you're really serious about building a house, how about you get all the material that you need to then be able to do so? Yes.
I really, really want to get to 2060.
You do?
But I think the president and leadership has to convince me that they've put everything that is needed for us to end up in 2060. I want the man to win. $80,000 GDP. I want to play in that league.
Absolutely.
I want to play in that league.
Every person, essentially, if the country were to say, okay, we're closing down this edition of Singapore and we're done with this thing, everybody goes away with $80,000. I'm jiving with that.
Yeah.
The way to get there, they've showed you this is how to be able to do that. So you can tell me, oh, Singapore only has, I don't know how many million people.
No, it's okay.
The principle here that can be applicable anywhere. Right. What else are we seeing on the headlines this morning? Protests left 138 dead, 1,227 injured, and 2,128 arrested, according to this report, over the last 6 years. It doesn't look too fun.
Yeah.
Grave danger. Stadium expansion sparks dispute over Eldoret Cemetery.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Please leave us our cemetery alone. Yeah, because we have stories to tell, Bana. We have stories to tell. But yeah, the stadium that is Kipchoge is just next to a cemetery that has been there for ages. So I think those who have their loved ones there are like, yo, stop disturbing our people. So that does exist. So I think it's Kiplombe. Yeah.
Kiplombe. Kenyan embassies plagued by poor repairs and security lapses, shows audit report. And you want to go to where? Singapore. This is a report. It's telling us that although the government has spent more than 1.3 billion shillings to renovate Kenya's diplomatic missions in New York and Washington, the buildings are still in poor condition. This is according to the Auditor General. An audit of 26 Kenyan missions abroad presents a troubling picture of embassies plagued by poor workmanship, aging infrastructure, glaring security lapses, and delayed projects, despite continued spending on renovations and maintenance. So where does the money go?
I have a proposal.
Here we go.
If you're struggling with New York, we have Jirani there who's the mayor. Zohran Mamdani. This is just from Uganda here.
Yeah,
we can have a one-on-one. He's doing an amazing thing in New York. Talk to him. He will help you out. It's also helping deal with rogue landlords and also fighting the rat menace in New York. Don't don't think those problems just exist here. They're also there, but he's dealing with them. Let's have a conversation with the gentleman. If we ourselves cannot get the right people to fix those embassies and missions.
Okay, you know this thing, eh? You have to look at the whole picture. And that when you talk about state development, it's not just in where you are domiciled. That because of you're part of the global ecosystem, that how you operate within country and externally also points to how you grow economically. It does. What kind of picture do you show? It's like my friend who says, you know what? You're going for a business deal. You have to show the part so that the people who are going to engage you in this deal will take you seriously. You're not going to come with a dirty shirt and unpolished shoes. You're going to put on your best because you want to show these guys that you know what you're all about. Now, if your embassy is looking a certain kind of way,
I visited the embassy
in some of the countries whereby the folks who are ruling the roost are actually sitting in this coop.
I remember I visited the Kenyan embassy in Belgium. Bitang Demo was the ambassador there. You gotta love it. You get there and you see the Kenyan flag, the entrance, the way you're welcomed. You speak Swahili in a French-speaking country. Proper.
Nice.
If the same could only be applied across all missions, then you'd say. And look at the job that Bitang Demo was doing, especially putting Kenya's technological prowess on the map. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Okay. Stadium expand. This was when we looked at, of course, looking at what's happening in Eldoret, and free IDs trigger rise in application. So before the Mombasa Huduma Center has recorded a 250% increase in the number of Kenyans applying for and replacing their national identification since President William Ruto's directive scrapping ID fees took effect. If you needed an example of the reason why you didn't see certain things, here it is. And if you have to wonder, how much was it to get an ID? 1,000 shillings? To replace one was 300? To replace was 1,000, or to get two of those? It can invert the two. But you needed to pay some money. Now, let me tell you, you should understand what people are telling you by their inaction. And then you should also understand what people are telling you by their action based on a directive that you gave. When you put it there, what did you see? A sudden decline in ID applications. And then now you see that you said, okay, let's scrap the fees. What do you see? A 250% increase in uptake of applications for IDs. What does that tell you? That the economy is depressed. People are going to think, can you imagine? People would rather not take an ID, the identification for your country. They would rather not, because you're going to apply some fees to it. They'd rather say, nitakula amanta wacha ikae. Yes. So now, this is just Mombasa. It would be interesting to see what it looked like around other parts of the country if this is the case. So, this is data and information that you can bank. So tomorrow, when you sit and the advisors tell you, oh, you know, we're looking for money, maybe we need to charge people for IDs, then you can say, no, it didn't work last time. It's not going to work this time. I mean, it sounds like a no-brainer to me. But then for something to be a no-brainer, you actually have to have a brain.
Brainless.
Sorry. As in, you don't have to engage your brain to think about that. It just is normal, natural for you to go through. Starehe boys ride 1,100 kilometers to raise 10 million shillings to transform lives. Now, you see?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I need to say more?
Nope.
Okay, moving on. Trade over aid, the way to go in relations, says Ambassador Maddens. For Peter Maddens, leaving Kenya after 5 years as Belgium's envoy was more than the end of a diplomatic posting. It's the closing of a remarkable family chapter that began decades earlier when his father served in the same capacity. Peter Maddens was Belgium's ambassador to Kenya from 1975 to 1978 and presented his credentials to President Jomo Kenyatta. Years on, in September 2021, Peter Maddens presented his credentials to President Uhuru Kenyatta. That then came an almost poetic final link. As he prepared to leave Nairobi, Maddens bade farewell to President William Ruto, whom he describes in many ways as the political son of the president whom his father took leave of. 3 Belgian diplomatic generations, 3 Kenyan presidencies, and a relationship spanning decades. It's very special to me, said Maddens, of the coincidence, describing his appointment as his father's successor in Kenya as an enormous honor. Now back in Brussels, as Africa Affairs Director, Maddens leaves behind a Kenya he believes is undergoing profound political change, from the rise of Gen Z and its rejection of tribal identities to the country's increasingly strategic role being between competing global powers. And he says, I quote, "If there's nobody to engage with, governments can choose not to engage at all. That is exactly what happened. It allowed the Gen Z movement to lose momentum and eventually disintegrate." He's the outgoing Belgian envoy. He cherishes serving Kenya like his father did and calls for more partnership and less donor dependency.
Love the one.
Yep.
The Belgian embassy is the only mission in Kenya that is 100% green.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
100% green.
It's interesting because they were here and they talked about that everything that they do, and they were able to...
Yep. His food is cooked using biogas.
Yep.
If you leave, he gives you herbs to go cook in your house. Gotta love the man.
Absolutely. Did a wonderful job here. And it will be interesting to see how his shoes are filled. Kenya and the IMF, this toxic love-hate relationship continues. And it's on the front page of the Business Daily today. Kenya IMF revived talks, signal painful conditions. And it's like, it's the boyfriend who says to the girlfriend, okay, yeah, I like you, like me, I can give you something. However, you will not cross this door. Don't go and see other people. Yeah. But those are called conditions. 110 billion shillings is the financing Kenya was denied by the termination of the IMF agreement. Kenya has revived talks and said, we need money now. I beg, IMF, just hear me. A new support plan that will unlock loans and set taxpayers to painful conditions. The Central Bank of Kenya yesterday said it was expecting an IMF team to visit Nairobi soon for talks, when the two sides will also discuss the country's request for a new support program that will include a lending component, of course. They wanted 110B. IMF said nada. Kenya requested a new program for after its previous 3.6 billion shillings deal ended in April last year.
Dollars.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. Dollars. Excuse me. Dollars.
3.6 billion we are stealing every day.
Shh, don't tell anybody. Okay. That ended in April last year, on the back of failure to meet agreed conditions. So I'm going to give you money, but I expect you to do certain things.
Yep.
Then you don't do those certain things. I'm going to do what? Take my money back.
Yeah.
Or not give it to you at all. CBK Governor Kamal Thuge said an IMF team was expected to visit Nairobi shortly, and they're going to be brokering this thing and saying, come on, guys, come on. Let's see if we can talk. Can we talk for a minute? Yeah. So that's
No, we shouldn't.
Girl, I want to know your name.
IMF.
You're stupid. Hey, all right, Tower, good morning.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.